According to one NFL reporter, the Chicago Bears head coaching job is a two-horse race between Mike McCarthy and Ben Johnson. So let's talk about this, people. What is going on? Y'all follow Sports All back at it with another video talking, of course, some NFL here to talk about the Chicago Bears. So if you're a Bears fan, guys, hit that subscribe button down below. Would really appreciate that. Helps the channel out a lot. So this is coming from Jordan Schultz, NFL reporter Jordan Schultz, who's a pretty good source. He's pretty solid out there, and he was on the Colin Cowherd show. And he basically said the following, and I'm paraphrasing here. He said the Chicago job, I haven't said this publicly, is a two-horse race between Mike McCarthy and Ben Johnson. And then he went on to basically talk about the fact that the Bears are most likely leaning towards an offensive guy because they want to make sure that they're surrounding Caleb with the right people because obviously of what happened with Matt Eberflus and then the disastrous hire with Shane Waldron. So they really want to get this right, and so they're most likely going towards an offensive guy. And then he also did add, just saying, that he would take and prefer Ben Johnson over Mike McCarthy. All right, so a lot of thoughts here. Let's start with this. The Mike McCarthy to the Chicago Bears train is completely off the tracks. I mean, it is going so fast towards Chicago that it's literally like falling off the tracks here because I don't understand why everyone is pushing McCarthy to the Bears so much. Like the national media talks about it every single day. Dan Orlovsky talks about it all the time. And I don't understand it because to me, Mike McCarthy is not that great of a candidate to me. He's not that inspiring of a candidate. He's a low ceiling, safe floor type of hire. When you got a guy like Caleb Williams, you want to go ahead and take a chance at a guy who can really, really make him, something as in terms of a franchise quarterback, can really make him hit his peak. And Mike McCarthy, to me, doesn't really do that, all right? But everybody in the national media wants to push Mike McCarthy onto the Bears, so be it. As far as whether I believe these reports are legitimate or not, I do think that the Bears, in the back of their minds, are thinking, and I'm specifically talking about, of course, Ryan Poles and Kevin Warren and even the McCaskies, they're thinking, look, Mike's a guy who's won a Super Bowl, right? He's a guy who's had multiple 12-win seasons recently. He's safe. He's developed quarterbacks. He developed Aaron Rodgers. He developed Dak Prescott, although I'd argue the Dak Prescott part because Dak Prescott was great as a rookie, so don't really think Mike McCarthy had anything to do with him. But he had some good years under Mike McCarthy, and so, man, Mike's a guy who's got veteran experience. We're not hiring a first-time coach. Maybe this is it. But honestly, and I could be wrong. I'm not saying I'm right. I could be wrong. I'm just not sold on McCarthy. To me, he is not a creative enough. I feel like he's not a guy who I think you'll look at his offense and you'll be like, oh, yeah, he is definitely going to take this offense to new heights. Yeah, he's got experience for sure, but a lot of the head coaches that we've seen today, they became first-timers from being coordinators, right? The Shanahans, the McVays of the world. So you don't necessarily need to be an experienced coach to be a good one, right? You can get hired as a coordinator and still be excellent. So to me, again, Mike McCarthy, just don't see him as a great leader. I don't see him as a guy that, his offensive game is going to be so innovative. I think his best years are probably behind him. The Super Bowl was so long ago. It just doesn't do it for me. But I do believe the hype a little bit because I just feel like that's what the Chicago front office is thinking. He's a safe hire. Ben Johnson, let's talk about him. You guys know how I feel. I want to talk about the fact that the Ben Johnson's steam with the Raiders is picking up and the fact that him coming to the Bears, that steam is dying down. I don't believe this for 1 second. I don't believe that Ben Johnson to the Raiders or to any other team is a lock at this point at all. I think Ben Johnson's going to weigh all his options. And I think he's going to take a look at everything and then make a proper decision. I don't think, and I see a lot of people talking about this, Tom Brady is going to have a big influence in the process, although I don't think he should be allowed to talk to Ben Johnson because he's calling the Lions Commanders game. I don't think, the Raiders' job is this great job because they, don't have a GM so he can bring his GM on. Like, they don't have a quarterback. They're in a division with Patrick Mahomes. Like, the Chiefs aren't going anywhere. Like, the Broncos made the playoffs. The Chargers are solid. So it's like there's a lot there that will be in the way if you're Ben Johnson. So to me, I still think Ben Johnson wants the Bears job. I still think we end up with Ben Johnson. That is my prediction here. I'm telling you guys, I could be wrong. My prediction is that we end up with Ben Johnson. And the way Mike McCarthy happens is if Ben Johnson takes another job. That is what I feel is the case. If both candidates are available, I do not see us hiring Mike McCarthy before Ben Johnson's hired. Meaning, if Ben Johnson's still out there, I don't expect the Bears to announce a Mike McCarthy hiring. Hopefully, I'm not wrong about that. Hopefully. I could always be, but hopefully I'm not. But that's where I'm at with this, people. It's a gut feeling. I think we get Ben. I think Ben wants the Bears, and I think the Bears want Ben. And I think we just got to wait until the Lions season's ends. So please just be patient here, because I'm trying my best to be patient as well. But we can't hire him until the Lions season ends, and that's just the way it goes. So let me know what you guys think about this man, Mike McCarthy and Ben Johnson. 2-horse race for the Bears head coaching job. What say you? Leave a comment down below as always. Thanks for watching.